Hey guys, welcome back to the Fire on the Hill. My name is Matt. Today we got some cleanup to do, guys, and I'm going to show you the aftermath of piling wood. It's definitely not a pretty sight. I already kind of got started on this because I really just needed to show you this area where I piled most of my wood. The other area up towards the top is the same way, and I went ahead and did that just because there's so much work that I have to do that I can't really get it all in one day with my time frame and daylight time. But let me spin you around and show you what we're working with. Here we are, guys. So this is what the typical piling area is going to look like after you're done. Obviously I moved all the bins out of the way, which makes it a lot easier for cleanup. If you were to screw pallets together, that makes a whole nother hassle of moving those out and without trying to break them or anything like that. I had ones up there that I went ahead and broke down and got rid of. But you can see just how nasty this stuff is, guys. It is a big mess, which, I mean, firewood in general is a big cleanup, but this is what you're left with piling. Now, you could leave this and just continue piling over, but two things are going to happen. You're not going to get as much airflow with all those other pieces, and then if you have any bad rotten pieces or anything in there, that's going to spread to your newly split wood. So I'd recommend getting rid of all the scraps and stuff and starting over. So y'all see it's a mess, and there's a couple ways I can go about this. I could just grab everything up by hand, throw it in the firewood bucket and take it to the burn pit, or I could take all the pallets out, dump everything on the ground, and then bring the tractor back through with the box blade and clean it up that way, scoop it up, take it to the burn pit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to completely take all the pallets out and remove all the crap and scrap with my box blade and my tractor, and we'll just take it over to the burn pit. Another thing to mention is I do not plan on stacking over here until way later in the season. Here's my plan. So I got all these new IBC totes. My plan is to fill all the IBC totes, stick them over in new drying wood yard, and then if I need to, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to, I'm going to make a pile of wood right here where this is at. But I'm going to go ahead and take everything up, clean it out, make it look nice. And there's another reason why I want to do that instead of just leaving my pallets here after I cleaned it up, was because a lot of weeds and grass and everything's going to grow up through these pallets, and that just makes more upkeep for me, because then I'm gonna have to use the weed eater and weed eat and all that, when I could just take everything away, let it grow up, and then I can just mow it. So that's my plan, guys. So my first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all the pallets, I'm gonna discard all the crappy ones, and then I'm gonna stack up and keep all the nice ones, and we're gonna stack them over out of the way for when we need them next time. I think these are pretty good pallets here, but we'll see what the bottom looks like. Yeah, see, these are still pretty good. They're solid. So we'll reuse these. See, now this one's missing a foot right there, and these are all pretty nasty. Like, these are gonna break anytime soon. I'll just chuck this. I don't really need that many pallets anymore, so that's why I'm like being kind of picky and selective. I'll just go ahead and get rid of them. Well, I got lucky there, guys. I went to pick up the pallet, and I picked it up by the top runner, and it broke off and smacked me right in the face. Luckily, it didn't poke my eye out or anything. So I probably should be wearing glasses even for something like this, but that was a close one. guys, I only have 3 good piles. The rest is all trash. The plastic pallets are the way to go, I think. If I just do a small one bin, I might get like 10-15 plastic pallets and be done, and I'll have those forever. That might be the ticket. But you can see, guys, out of all these pallets, there's only like 3 stacks, probably 10 pallets total that are worth using again. Now, the advantage of leaving all these where they were and cleaning up the scrap and stuff, I would have reused all those pallets and it'll be fine. It's just, I don't want to put down pallets that I know could possibly break on me, because the worst thing is when you go in to get some wood and you step on a pallet and it breaks, and you hit that hole more times than you would think after you make that hole. And like, that's what happened with these right here. You can see how you step on them, they just crack and crumble. And another thing to point out, guys, and these pallets are decent pallets, I could probably reuse these, but you see how big the holes are? Sometimes my foot would slip through those holes, or my daughter's feet would slip through, and it's just a pain in the butt to walk on those to get wood off. So I'm gonna get rid of all the pallets that have really big spacing in between the boards, just because they seem to break faster, because obviously all your weight's on that piece alone, and also you kind of tripping. Now we got all the pallets over here in the other wood yard. This is all the good pallets right there. I got plenty for next time. And then if you go further down, right by the burn pile, I have those sitting there. I'm gonna have to take those to the dump trailer some point in time, but we'll leave them down there. As you can see, guys, we added some more totes. So I went and got 25 more totes with the tilt trailer, and it went a little bit easier this time. So what I did, guys, is I had my welder come over and weld a box, a tongue box, on this trailer. And this is just the Harbor Freight box right here. It's kind of nice. And it's just $100, but it did a trick. I put that on there, loaded it with chains, also scooted the hitch up so the trailer sits lower, and it did better, but it's still not enough weight just with those chains. So next weekend when I go get another trailer load, I'm gonna put a battery in that box and see if that levels it out. All right, we got the bucket and the box plate on, guys. We got it leveled out. What I'm gonna do is this, I'm gonna back down the hill all the way down into some piles, and then I'm gonna sort through the wood, see if there's any pieces that I could sell. I'll throw those in the bucket of the tractor, and then we'll end up scooping it all up with the tractor bucket and taking it over to the burn pit. We made 2 good passes here, and then my GoPro battery died. But you know, I was worried about this being too wet, and it turns out it's dry enough to do all this. I just didn't want to scoop a bunch of mud and then make it hard to burn all that stuff. I'll tell you what, guys, you can't beat the box blade for firewood cleanup. It is the ticket. It's amazing. So I'm gonna go get the firewood bucket and put that on, and we'll start doing some scoops. I haven't tried this before, but let's see how this goes. I'll call that a success. All right, so the first bucket was perfect, and the reason I think it worked for the first time and not the last two times was because there was enough there to push against. When I was coming from the side or front or back, it was just pushing it up or down the hill, so that's why that wasn't working. So I'm gonna try again to scoop it from the side and see if I can get it again. I think this is the ticket, but if this isn't enough to hold against the bucket, then it's just gonna push it. That works for now. I gotta get this up later, but it gets it out of my way. Well, if I didn't have a box blade, I could use the bucket to do pretty much the exact same thing. So anyways, we pushed all this to the woods here. I'll leave the bucket here, and I'll just get a shovel and shovel this in there and just take a couple dumps here and there. But we're gonna go ahead and just finish this up. We're just gonna push everything back to the woods here, and I'll just work on getting all this up in my free time. Alright guys, the stacking Woodyard is no more. We got it all scraped up and pushed to the side over there in the woods. I'll take time whenever just to kind of burn it or throw it in that bucket and take it down to the burn pit. But you can see guys, it's all cleaned up. I could put another yard here if I wanted to. I hadn't decided. My wife wants this front yard back really bad. So maybe I'll plant some grass, and then if I have to ruin it later, I can ruin it later. It does look much better, guys. Looks like I got a lot more room now that it's all empty. Well, we get most of the crap out. I'll have to wait for this to all dry out really good, and then I'll hit it with the box blade again and level it out, get all the sticks, everything completely clear. And then I'll probably plant it with grass. I do plan on throwing some wood over here at some point in time next year, like right before winter. I'll probably put some pallets down over here and pile up a nice pile, because I have a lot of customers that like to come get their own wood, and this will give them an opportunity to come get it on their own, because IBC totes way down in the woods is not going to help them out at all. So That's the plan so far, guys. I hope you like what you saw today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.